Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I am Frozen, and today what I'll be doing here is starting a completely new arena run. So this is just off the back of me finishing the other one, so I thought, you know what, let's wind up and start a new one and see what class we get. Still no Death Knight. Still no Death Knight, which is really disappointing. Druid has some weird stuff they can do, but not the best. Mage, I don't really do too much mage. Just do a Warlock.
Oh, this is gonna be fun!
Don't know if I've done that in a while. We'll take the Web Lord, because at least it can maybe delay some things. That is just really good. Dreadsteed, always on board. I'll pick the Dreaded Mount, because I just like that card as well. Not great, but, you know, I'll be better on turn 3. Maybe I can do something with it. If I take a damage this turn, get bats, could be good. Destroying all enemy secrets, I think, isn't bad flex card, just in case some do appear. Nice big minion for late game, because I'm not going to get much otherwise. I'll take the 4-drop here. Yeah. Sticky minion, worthwhile having. Yeah, destroying a minion and gaining its stats could be useful. A lot better than the other one as well. And do I have many demons yet? No. Got some undead though. But no spells either for the spell casting. So all these are bad cards for me. But the less bad card does spell generation? No. This isn't even a named spell. I guess this has tradable, so I'll pick that up. If I do get a spell, I get a spell. Not bad, but I have no demons, so I'll take the Gist of the Force to pick up a demon. Rush, Taunt, and Divine Shield. Let's see, first of all, we have a Rush minion, which we do draw. And we do not have a Taunt. No, we do Divine Shield and Rush there. So that is not a bad late game card. After an enemy dies, gain its death rattle. Doesn't seem that bad, but I don't have that much, and this isn't going to trigger, so Varian it is. Another Divine Shield minion. Not really worthwhile. Yeah, taking 2 damage at the end of my turn probably isn't that bad, but you know, just a 1 mana discount on a Yeti is not that great, and it's at the end of your turn. Really, it should be at the start of your turn, I think, for this card. So like cards like this don't seem like are awful. Like, you discount it by 1 mana, and it deals 2 damage to you at the end of your turn, which is not great. If it is at the start of your turn, it has synergies, because you can see I can get cards that, you know, do stuff when I take damage. Take the Zealot there. We'll pick a spell up there, Drain Soul. Will probably benefit from the spell damage. I have 1 demon so far, that is it. That gaining charge could be useful late game. I don't have many 4-drops, but some early game could be useful. It's a toss-up. You have no beasts so far, so putting the beast back in my deck isn't great. A 6 mana taunt is a 6 mana taunt. That isn't that bad. I can't kill that off. Not. I can buff it, I guess. Nebus on Force does kill it. Treachery is not that great. We'll take the Merchant here. Probably slightly better. Dealing damage to myself before a turn starts is not that great for this deck in particular. But it is a good stat line, so I'll pick it up. Don't really want to do that for the enemy hero. 5 damage to my minion is bad. Guess another Traveling Merchant. I think the poisonous here is better than those two, because I'm going to need other stuff to play. Yeah. Demonic Assault is really good. That is some form of removal. A Imp Gang Up Boss is another card I do need, so I'll pick that up. More imps the better. Destroy a friendly minion, gain +2/+2. There could be some minions that we worth destroying. Maybe. Making sure my big minions survive, that could be good. Or some of the smaller ones. I'll take the healer here. could be more important. Sleepy Dragon, yes. Don't care what the other ones were. Valfire Potion. A pseudo ball clear for me. Yep. And not an early game deck. I don't have much early game. Yeah, Swamp Dragon Egg. Again, that's better than what was there. Gaining Charge, Emerald Sky Talon, or just getting a bunch of imps as well as the tradable aspect. Take that. Lots of trades going on. Defile. Here's some ball clear again. The imps of that could be really good though. I'll pick a Defile up. Might regret that. Death Throat, I'll draw some copy of it. What undead do I have that are big? That's not bad. And that's about it really. Yeah, that's an undead. That triggers it. That's an undead. That's an undead. Not that great. Probably take the Necrotic Ghoul, or do we take the Drain Soul? The Necrotic Geist. I don't have that many minions, so if my minions die, I just get to replace it, and I take the Drain Soul. Might regret that. Another Wicked Shipment. Yep. Sure minion. Give it stats to random undead. Yeah, why not? It's going to be pretty good. Okay. So, this 6 are very interesting. We have a few undead characters, like one big demon, a good amount of ball clears with early game control, as well as things such as like the Tainted Zealot Defile combo, which can be quite useful in clearing boards, Swamp Dragon Egg, which hopefully will give me a decent dragon. We'll see how this deck goes. We are a control deck, and that's pretty much it. And we're just hoping that Varian kind of wins us the game. So let's jump in. Oh, wrong button. Always keep doing that. Every time. Yeah, so let's jump in.
Nemzi versus Lunara.
The forest fights back. Let's have some fun.
2-drop, 2-drop, 2-drop. Toss everything. To be honest, I should toss even one of these as well. I need like 3 drops and stuff. It's one of those things where you need stuff you can play immediately. And admittedly, I drew nothing of the sort. But you know, I need like the Web Lord, Tainted Zealot, Wicked Shipment, Swamp Egg, like good amount of 1-drops that I could have picked up. Even any of the other 3 drops. Even better, like Incan Boss, Ratcatcher, Charlie Merchant. I picked these up just the fact that I can use them now, and because I got the Wicked Shipment, they can be like really big minions.
Lord in its own treasure.
Here, because my hand is terrible. Point that. I'd rather have options for late game, and they don't look like they're putting that much pressure on, and I did draw Drain Soul, so I can like take out other minions. Rush Lifesteal. Again, these aren't really that important, but I can do this instead. You buff them both up, and I still cycle 2 cards, so that's more useful in that sense. Turn 3 might be that. I mean, I could have tapped and still played this and traded one of them next turn, but I'd rather get 2 cycles off if I can, and I buff both of them up. Opponent's playing a slow game. Cool. Kill that off. Play this out. If they make the trade, that's fine. It's just there to stave off damage now. Not much else it can do. I have 1 undead in hand, so if they pick a big minion, I can do that.
How long can this go on?
At this point, playing this is good enough. It deals the board if I want to trade into it. But the cards like this, for Warlock, I get that, you know, 1 damage at the start of the turn is pretty good, in essence, to trigger effects, but The downside of it is the fact that like you compare this things like a water elemental that just freezes anything it attacks with no cost. Yeah. And you kind of wonder why like certain cards were even made in the first place.
Try it.
We'll kill that off. Kill that off. Trade that back. So next turn I can trade, like, hit a minion with this and then heal it up if I need to.
Shield for Argus.
Which seems like a good idea. But man, they're really going hard into the aggro. It might be worth me even putting up a taunt here.
Try it.
Yeah, because I can kill one thing off and then play this, which does actually do quite a lot.
Obviously, I never miss.
Trade that as well.
A fine purchase.
Now I've got a big taunt coming up next turn, and we've managed to stave off some of the aggression. I've got this plus removal as well. We had no other undead minions, which can buff this quite nicely. But yeah, I still take one per turn, and I could be down to like 10 next turn. I've still got to kill this off, but I think it's the best way to try and control the board as much as I can now. It might force us to make mistakes. So the point here is they want to kind of trade in, which would be a good idea, to be honest, both for them and me. If they don't make the trade, I can trade this in anyway, so I get to trade for free. This still makes the trade though.
Try it.
Play this and make sure we save off that. The problem was there is, by making the trade the minions still died anyway. All they do is keep a 3-1 alive, but then they sacrifice a 3-3 to do it. If they trade into the other ones, they still would have had a 3-1, which I couldn't trade into, and the moment they'd have two 3-3s both with taunt. And yes, I would have had like a 2-6 that I couldn't really trade into either one of those. So the difference would be the fact that I got a 3-3 out of it instead of a 2-6, and they would have had a 3-3 with taunt that was also a beast if there was any synergy with that. So I think that there's a misplay on their part. Now they have to rely on having like a big minion. I've got this to go in to trade into something, which is what I'll do next turn. If they play a big minion, I'll play this instead. Is that a buff card? Giving it 4 attack.
Time goes short.
I will be shopping now.
Oh, it just gets a 10-10 version back. I can't play it next turn. I play this.
Try it.
Make that trade there. Make that trade there. Tap. Trade that
A
off.
fine purchase. Job done.
That's pretty good. And kill that next turn and play this as well alongside it, or just play this into it. But I need to deal something like 10-10.
Form of dragon.
Where shall I strike?
Okay. Me being a bit too cocky here is probably what's going to cause me to lose this game.
I wonder if...
Playing this now is a good idea, but then you just swing back and I lose. I can't buff this to kill that off. This does nothing in regards to the board, and I still die to the next turn. Tapping seems like the only solution. It's either I use this on that. Or this on that, then use this on that, and then I still got to deal with 10-10. Yeah, it is that way, isn't it?
Arrest them! Only a fool rejects the Lich King.
I wish this had Taunt, or like something else, but this is the best play. It's all I can do at the moment. It's just hope. They should play the 10-10 here and just buff this up regardless. I can see why they kept it now. If they had so many good minions, but they just haven't been playing them. Using this puts me in kill range, unfortunately, because I can't kill this off as well. So I need to tap. Wish I had you last turn, my friend. Wish I had you last turn. I can't do anything else here, so that is a loss. Well played.
Hiya, friend.
That's a bit disappointing.
Impressive. You win this time.
My greed is what got the best of me there, which is a bit disappointing, but that's just the way the game goes. I kind of had to play a little bit more greedy, knowing they had a 10-10 in the back, but they just had just the right sort of cards kind of deal with that situation and get a few other bigger minions out. Maybe if you do enjoy the video, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.